Let's start with talking about, okay, you were able to follow the Birmingham Squadron for a whole season, and this was an idea you had. How did you get that idea and go about pursuing getting this opportunity?
Yeah. So I guess to start, like the idea came from just me covering basketball for, a handful of years, being such a huge basketball fan and kind of always being surprised at how little attention was paid to the G League, um, especially since it was growing every year. Obviously, they have the Ignite now. I just think increasingly there's a bigger spotlight on the G League, and there's more and more players coming from the G League and having an impact in the NBA. I think the stat like for last season was like 47% of players on opening night rosters had G League experience. And by the end of the season, it was like 55 or it had gone up. So the G League's importance to the NBA was just growing and growing. And I had just kind of looked at the market and been like, there really is nothing about the G League out there. Obviously, let alone a book, there was very little just like coverage of it at all. So that was kind of the inspiration. And then I decided to basically, in order to get the experience, I needed to follow a team and be like fully embedded to really write about it. Like I thought I had to kind of experience the G League as opposed to just like, interview people and write about it from afar. So then I was like, I need to follow a team. Which team do I follow? And Birmingham was a new team. And as people have been pointing out, purely by coincidence, my last name is the same as the
Mm-hmm,
team name.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So there was a part of me, I must admit, that like felt like it was destiny for me to follow that team.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that was, obviously I had my experience at Slam and knew a bunch of people in the basketball world, and basically just sent a cold email, like saying, this is the idea. I'd love to just come down there. I'll pack up my bags and move tomorrow if you guys will let me just kind of be a fly on the wall and follow you guys for the season. And I have to shout out both the Pelicans, who is the affiliate of that team, and everybody within the Squadron organization, because they welcomed me with open arms. They basically were just like, do what you got to do, follow us, travel with us. I went to games, practices, film sessions, team dinners, um, basically everything they would let me go to, I was there. And so that allowed me to really, get the access and get the experiences that I needed to put together the book. So,
And also get the players and get everyone involved comfortable speaking with you and opening up to you because you got some really good detail in the book.
thank you.
And describe what it means to endure the grind. Like what when someone hears that in relation to the G League, what should they picture?
Yeah, it's a really good question because, obviously I think what people think about is the physical aspect of the grind. I mean, these guys, this isn't the NBA. So the facilities are, they don't even compare to what guys have at the NBA. The resources don't compare. NBA teams, players will admit they really don't practice that much. And G League teams practice a lot. They watch a lot of film. These guys are obviously trying to get to the next level. So they're working out a ton outside of just like their, uh, like day-to-day requirements with the team. So there's a huge like physical grind, just the amount of work that they put in. And obviously the schedule too, it's a little compressed. So there's 50 games in a shorter span, a lot of like back-to-backs, 4 games in 6 nights. So these guys endure a lot there. But I think like the main thing that stood out to me is the like mental, psychological, emotional grind. Because this is the minor leagues. These guys are making less than 40,000 a season. They're right there. They're on the precipice of millions. Two-way contract even is $500,000. A 10-day contract is usually double a G League salary. So they're right there. And, they're told they're close and they keep fighting. And there's all these obstacles that keep coming your way. And you have to just keep going and keep chipping away. Because if you, sulk, if you take days off, if you let those emotions kind of get the better of you, it'll hurt you. It'll decrease your chances of making it. So you really just have to kind of stay head down and keep grinding through all of the kind of adversity that comes your way. It's just, and the pressure, of course, is like, every game is like a job interview. These guys there are scouts there. You make one mistake and it sounds, like an exaggeration, but these scouts don't get to watch your whole season. So a scout could be there and you could not hustle back on defense, and the scout can just cross you off the list because I saw him play for, a couple minutes and he wasn't hustling the way that I like. And that could be it. It really could. So you really can't afford to slack off, and to deal with that pressure on a just everyday basis is pretty crazy. And it was interesting to witness it up close for sure.